Hello again, everyone. I know. I seem to just want to chat and chat with you tonight. Please forgive me, but thank you so much for spending some time with me. Now, it was a few videos ago, and I'm so sorry. I really was so sick for so long, but I'm so glad yay for feeling better. So when I did the video on the subby sucker, I alluded that I had had an issue that really has kind of changed my life a little bit and made me look differently at the world around me. And I want to share that with you tonight. And I don't know when I'm going to let this video go. I don't even know that I'm going to let this video go. But I think it would be therapeutic to actually speak the words of some things that have taken place lately that that really shook my world and left me in a moment of fear. And you have to understand that I try my best not to live in a place of fear, but this really shook me to my shoes. So here we go. Now I know this is going to surprise you guys, but I'm a pretty happy and bubbly and friendly individual. So with that, there has been an individual in my neighborhood that came to my house one day and asked to be able to, do some things in the yard to make some money. I looked at this individual and they were young. And I remember what it was like to be that age and try to come up with some cash so you could go somewhere and have some fun. So I said, oh, sure, absolutely. And so he did some like yard work and I did some payment, and we did that a couple of times. And he's such a nice young kid. And I think maybe that's because I'm getting older and I'm starting to look at people that are actually adults as still kids, right? As still children. Someone that, that you would probably give a $20 to or $40 to do some work around the house, or chat when you see them on the side of the road on your way home. Or maybe that's just me up until now. So I have continued to see this individual around. It's a subdivision. Just so you know, to give you a little perspective, I chose this place to live in because you can go to my local sheriff's office site thingy and it will tell you the crime that's in the area. Now, being where I am, it's a large city and the crime is high. I mean, it is like it is in every city, and this is a subdivision outside the city. And I chose it because within 2 miles of me, there has only been 2 crimes, and that's been over quite a few months. Now, I will also tell you it's kind of difficult to find my house. You kind of have to take a whole bunch of winding turns and go down here and cross over there and blah, 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 blah. So I feel like maybe there's the nose. I'm on the, I have the video, so my nose scratches. I have a feeling that it's because maybe the criminals go, that's too much effort to go down there in that subdivision. Let's go over here. For whatever reason it is, I'm glad that I'm here where there really is no crime. So I really feel like it's a safe community where we can be friendly with each other, or so I thought. So every time I would see this individual, I would wave. This kid is young enough to play basketball outside with his friends. And on the way home one day, and I haven't really spoken this to anyone, so some things are going to come out now that didn't come out before. So if I've already told you in person, please forgive me, because some of the other things, I am a friendly person and I like to think the best about people. So I try to give them always the benefit of the doubt. So on my way home one day, as I was waving because he was with his friends, he said something. And I was like, what did he say? And, I think he said something like, I think he said, hey, cutie, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember going, did he just call me cutie? Like, he could be completely like my kid, and I just can't imagine. Could not have been what I heard. Absolutely could not have been what I heard. So I just kind of waved and went, oh, you really need to get your ears tested. And I came on home and, everything was fine. But then about a week later, I was coming home and I saw him again with his friends, and I waved, and I kind of tootled down, the streets to get to my home. And when I got home, I pulled in and I jumped out to check my mail, and I realized that he had been pedaling awfully quickly on his bike to come and chat with me. And we exchanged an interesting conversation. And without going into too much detail, it was kind of strange and just strange. It was a little more stressed than it normally is, and he seemed at unease or uncomfortable, and it made me a little weary and uncomfortable. So I kind of cut it off and told him that I worked from home and I needed to go inside and get back online. And that was the end of that. I put my garage door down. I put my purse down on the table, on the kitchen table, and I could not even get back to my room before my front doorbell started ringing. I answered the door again, and he was there and gave me some information that he had been talking about outside, and also handed me another piece of paper and said, "Here's my phone number. Call it if you ever need me. I will help you." And I said, "Oh, that's really nice of you. Thank you so much." And I said again, "I'm sorry, I gotta go." And I closed the door, and I thought, this is kind of getting a little weird. Did I really hear him say, "Hey, cutie"? And, this is kind of going in a place where I don't want it to go. So I sent a text to my guy and went, "Listen, do you think it's possible that this kid," because he knows all about the kid, I'm like, "Do you think it's possible this kid's got like an older gal crush? I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable, and I'm not sure what I should be doing here." So, my guy works a little bit later in the evening, and I'm usually left alone, and that's really not a problem. I really can adequately take care of myself in an empty household, and I don't want to go into detail, but just know that my house is defended. So just sharing that. So anyway, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep, and I didn't really think any more about it, but 2 o'clock in the morning I woke, and there was a scratching at my bathroom window. Now, I have a bedroom that has an ensuite to it, and that ensuite is where the window is for the bathroom. It's broken up. It's actually kind of a cool setup. There's the tub is separate from the shower, and the toilet is separate from everything. It's like got its own little door, but where the tub is, there's a window there, and that is where the scratching, the picking was coming from. And I'm like, it sounds like somebody's outside with a knife or something. And my heart was pounding because it kind of caught me off guard. It was loud enough to wake me out of a dead sleep. Like I jerked up in bed and sat straight up because I'm like, what is that? So I kind of went around, and there's a wall, and then right around the wall is like the light switch. So what I did was I listened for a second, and I looked, and sure enough, it was right at that window. And so I kind of flipped around and turned the light on, and it went to dead silence. Now, I understand that it could have been like a creature, but a creature typically, I would have heard scurrying or scuffling going on, and I didn't hear any of that. It went dead silent. So my heart was pounding, and I didn't quite know what it was. So I ended up texting my guy, and long story short, I stayed up for a very long time that night, and it just happened to be one of those shifts where he wasn't going to be home for the entirety of the night. So I sat there, and I was nervous, and I wanted, nobody wants to go to bed after something like that's happened. There's too much adrenaline going on, and I wanted to make sure the house was defended. And I stayed up, and I said all the lights in the house were on. As a matter of fact, when I heard that noise, something within me said, go check the other side of the house. Just go check it right now. So I ran to the other side of the house because it's like 1,800 square feet, but it's extended very long, right? So I ran to the other side, flipping on lights as I went, and so I kept all the lights on until, just all night. And I laid in my bed, kind of sat up, and I started to kind of fall asleep sitting up. And I must have drifted off about 4:30 or 4:45, and at 5 o'clock, I was awakened again by right at my bedroom window. So it was against the glass, and it jerked me again awake, and my heart again started pounding. And you know, I'm not really sure, because when I woke up, I was like, that was a knock. And so I quickly, I just kind of grabbed my phone real quick, and I kind of texted my guy, and I said, listen, I think they just knocked on my window again. And he's like, I'm really on my way, and I'll be there in just a couple moments. And so I sat there for just a second, really, you know, trying to go, did I really hear what I thought, when all of a sudden my front doorbell started ringing, ring, 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 ring. So they were just like pushing it over and over and over, and my heart was just pounding. And so I thought, okay, you're just gonna have to do what you got to do. So I kind of went to the front door, and I looked out the little peephole, and there was no one there. And then all of a sudden, I saw the kid that was in my neighborhood that I always talked to. He was coming back up, and he rang my doorbell. Now, I know what's going to happen next. You guys are going to chastise me. Don't worry. The cop who came to investigate chastised me enough. So please, a little grace on this one. I realize now this was a stupid thing to do, but I recognize this individual. I know that's stupid, but I opened the door and said, listen, did you just knock on my bedroom window? And the kid said, yeah, I need your help right now. I need to get to Target like right away. It's very urgent. Please help me. I need a ride. So, you know, I don't know if it was just because I had just awoke or stupidity or what. I just went, look, you scared me to death. You can't knock on people's like bedroom windows. Give me a second to get dressed and I'll be right out. And then I closed the door, and something within me said, hey, stupid. Target isn't open at 5 a.m. He doesn't need to go to Target. Why is he asking you to get in the car? So I thought, okay, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay, everything's kind of coming together. He's kind of starting to freak me out now. I need to say no to this. So I kind of cracked the door and said, listen, my guy is on his way, and I can't get him on the phone to tell him what happened, so I can't leave. I have to be here when he gets back. He's going to be really angry, so I can't go with you. And I shut the door real quickly. And he looked like he was hesitant and was trying to think up something. And he just went, oh. And I just shut the door and I locked it. And I was just kind of waiting. It was just a few moments when my guy got here. And he took a look around our house. And he went to our bathroom window and said, you know, I see where someone's tried to kind of push in the window. And I said, really? I started coming around. He said, like, no, wait and stand at the garage door. Just kind of, you know, it's open and the door's open, so just stand there and let me continue around the house. Well, sure enough, I'm glad that small voice inside me told me to go and check the other side, and I flipped on all the lights, because at the opposite end of the house, there was also a window the same way that was kind of pushed in. So I don't know if he had started at my window, and once he realized that was the master bedroom, if he had decided to kind of go over to the other side and come in through the other way. And then with all the lights coming on, you know, maybe thought against it, and it took him, I guess, another 3 hours to get brave. I'm not sure. But I can tell you that it was a really scary experience. And I called the police station. I called the non-emergency because, you know, we went and checked everything out. And of course, you know, the guy's there now. So, you know, he's on duty. And, you know, we talked about it and I just ended up giving the police department a call. And it was actually a female cop who came out and just chastised me up and down about the way to answer a door and to take care of myself and how to be not friendly in so much anymore, and how life is just different than it used to be. And that really breaks my heart, because I want to be open with everyone, and I think that sometimes you just can't. It's not safe for yourself. So that's a really hard thing for me to start working on, to start protecting myself and to start taking care of myself. So, you know, the Subby Sucker video was actually coming from that place where I was like, okay, I need to start protecting myself personally, but I've got these other individuals kind of coming at me, and I need to protect myself from this and from this. So, you know, I guess there you have it. If you're interested, I would certainly be willing to do another video kind of sharing, you know, exactly the things that she talked about, you know, ways that you should behave in your own subdivision, things that you can do to make sure that your house is indeed protected, and not just defended. My house was defended. Now it is protected. There are certain things that I have done to make sure that, well, as an example, she showed me how to set up video cameras, that kind of stuff, where to purchase those things from and what kind to get. So now I have videos all around my house, and I have them right on an app that's on my phone, so if anything goes down, I know immediately. I get pictures of what's going on outside, and you know, I have become, I guess, a little bit of that crazy person, but if you're interested, I'll be happy to share with you everything that she talked about. I think that if you are a single lady, or if you are a married lady, or with a special person, and that person is not always there, which means that you are at home a lot by yourself, I think that it's beneficial. So if you're interested, please leave the comments down below, and I would be happy to share that information. But in the meantime, I just kind of wanted to share that with you, to kind of let you know that I'm trying to take steps to not be as open, or at least open with some, but cautious with others, in my life, to make sure that I am safer than I was yesterday. No, not that it happened yesterday, you know what I mean, like in the past. So if you enjoyed this video, or if it was helpful to you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, if you didn't appreciate the message, you can go ahead and put you know, thumbs down on it. That's absolutely fine. I just wanted to make sure that I got this out. Again, I'm still kind of debating whether I'm actually going to let this out in the open and in the air. But if it finds its way to you, that means that I probably got brave enough to push you know, upload. So we'll see. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. It's not always such serious things, and there's a lot of information that I think that you would enjoy. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Be safe, love each other, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.